Welcome back to the channel. Today we're counting down the 7 Trike Harley-Davidson motorcycles dealers can't sell, so they are giving them away. Number 7. Harley-Davidson Road Glide 3. Let's kick off this list with the Harley-Davidson Road Glide 3, a trike that should have been a game changer, but ended up gathering dust in showrooms instead. With a starting price of $32,999, it's positioned as a premium touring trike, but dealers just can't move them, and for good reason. The Road Glide 3 was designed to bring Harley's iconic shark nose fairing to the trike world, offering improved aerodynamics, better wind protection, and a sleek, aggressive look. But despite its Milwaukee 8 114 engine pumping out 119 pound-feet of torque, it's not exactly flying off dealer lots. Why dealers are struggling to sell it. First, the weight. Tipping the scales at 1,286 pounds, this thing is a behemoth. While that extra weight contributes to stability, it also makes the trike feel cumbersome in city riding and low-speed maneuvers. Riders switching from 2 wheels to 3 often find themselves intimidated by its sheer bulk. Then there's the price point. At over $32,000, you expect premium features across the board, but the Road Glide 3 lacks standard tech upgrades that are becoming absorbed in this price range. No stock infotainment system, no upgraded audio, and while the reflex defensive rider systems are a plus, they don't quite justify the steep cost. But the biggest issue, Harley's existing trike market is already saturated. Riders looking for a 3-wheeler have long gravitated toward the Tri-Glide Ultra or opted for custom trike conversions, both of which offer more value for the money. The Road Glide 3 sits in an awkward middle ground trying to carve out a niche that just isn't there. Why are dealers giving them away? The inventory isn't moving, and Harley doesn't want these trikes collecting dust on showroom floors. Some dealers have been forced to slash prices by several $1,000s, offering deep discounts just to clear space for newer models. Others have gone as far as throwing in bonus accessories like free windshields, luggage racks, and even extended warranties to sweeten the deal. If you think the Road Glide 3's price tag is keeping buyers away, wait until you see the next trike, a model that's been stuck in an identity crisis from day one. Number 6. Harley-Davidson Freewheeler. Next up at number 6, we have the Harley-Davidson Freewheeler, a trike that was supposed to bring a stripped-down, no-nonsense attitude to 3 wheels, but instead it's become a slow seller that dealers can't wait to unload. With a starting price of $29,999, the Freewheeler is one of Harley's more affordable trikes, but that hasn't been enough to convince riders to pull the trigger. Despite its Milwaukee 8 114 engine cranking out 119 pound-feet of torque, it's struggling to find a home in garages across America. Why it's not selling? The biggest issue, it's stuck in the middle. The Freewheeler lacks the full touring features of the Tri-Glide Ultra, yet it's still heavier and pricier than a standard 2-wheeled cruiser. That puts it in an awkward position, too stripped down for long-haul touring riders, yet too expensive for those looking for a simple 3-wheeler. Another problem? The design feels uninspired. Harley markets it as a minimalist trike, but to a lot of buyers, it just looks unfinished. The lack of a front fairing means riders get zero wind protection, making highway cruising a wind-blown, fatiguing experience. And while some appreciate the bare-bones aesthetic, most trike buyers are looking for something with a little more personality. Why dealers are desperate to get rid of it. Dealers have been dropping prices, offering zero-interest financing and even bundling in free accessories just to get these off the lot. Some buyers have been able to score thousands off MSRP, while others have gotten upgrades like free luggage racks and extended warranties just to sign the paperwork. Despite its strong engine and decent handling, the Freewheeler is simply too niche, and many riders who want a trike would rather spend a little more for something with better touring capability. If you think the Freewheeler's struggle is bad, wait until you hear about number 5, a trike that Harley fans either love or completely avoid. Number 5. Harley-Davidson Dyna Trike Conversion. At number 5, we have the Harley-Davidson Trike conversion, a bike that was supposed to be the perfect mix of cruiser agility and trike stability, but instead it's sitting in dealerships with few takers. The Harley-Davidson Dyna series was known for its versatile performance and stripped-down styling, making it a favorite among custom builders. When Harley discontinued the Dyna lineup in 2018, many riders turned to trike conversions to keep the legacy alive. However, these converted Dyna trikes haven't been selling, and now dealerships are struggling to move them off the floor. Why it's not selling. Unlike factory-built trikes like the Tri-Glide Ultra, Dyna trike conversions lack Harley's factory-engineered balance and suspension tuning, making them harder to handle than purpose-built three-wheelers. The Dyna chassis was originally designed for two wheels, and when converted into a trike, it doesn't always handle as smoothly as buyers expect. Another issue is the lack of factory support. Since Harley no longer produces the Dyna lineup, many parts and service options are more difficult to find, which turns off potential buyers. Most riders looking for a trike prefer something they can take straight to the dealership for service, rather than dealing with custom parts and aftermarket conversions. Why dealers are struggling to sell. The biggest challenge with selling a Dyna trike conversion is pricing. A used Dyna motorcycle might cost anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000, but trike conversion kits often add another $12,000 to $20,000 to the final price. That means some of these trikes are selling for over $30,000, putting them in direct competition with brand new factory trikes like the Freewheeler, and most buyers would rather spend the extra cash on a stock Harley trike with factory support. Dealerships have been dropping prices and offering trade-in bonuses, but even with incentives, many of these Dyna trikes just aren't moving. Buyers looking for a trike tend to want a more comfortable touring setup, and the Dyna's sportier, minimalist design doesn't fit that mold. The Dyna trike conversion is a niche machine, and that's the problem. It's too expensive for budget-conscious buyers and not luxurious enough for riders looking for a fully loaded touring trike. Add in the fact that Harley no longer makes Dynas, and it's easy to see why these trike conversions are stuck in dealerships. If you bought the Dyna trike conversion from a hard sell, wait for it to come free. A three-wheeler that tried to reinvent the bagger experience but missed the mark. Number 4, Harley-Davidson CVO Tri-Glide. Coming in at number 4, we have the Harley-Davidson CVO Tri-Glide, a luxury touring trike that was meant to be the pinnacle of three-wheel performance. But instead of flying out of showrooms, dealers are desperately slashing prices just to get them off the floor. At a starting price of $54,999, the CVO Tri-Glide is one of the most expensive trikes Harley-Davidson has ever produced. And that's where the trouble begins. While it's packed with premium features like the Milwaukee 8 117 engine, custom paint schemes, and an upgraded Boombox GTS infotainment system, the price tag is simply too high for most riders. Why it's not selling. One of the biggest issues with the CVO Tri-Glide is its exclusivity. Harley aimed to make this a top-tier, limited edition model, but the reality is that very few riders are willing to spend over 50 grand on a trike, especially when they can get a brand new Tri-Glide Ultra for nearly $20,000 less. Even those who can afford it aren't convinced it's worth the premium. Yes, the CVO treatment adds exclusive paint, high-end finishes, and luxury seating, but at the end of the day, it's still a Tri-Glide Ultra with a few extra bells and whistles. The added cost doesn't translate to enough real-world benefits for most buyers. Too heavy, too pricey, too much? At 1,274 pounds, the CVO Tri-Glide is one of the heaviest models Harley has ever built. While it's rock solid on the highway, that kind of weight makes slow speed handling a challenge, even for experienced riders. And then there's the resale problem. Riders looking at trikes in this price range want long-term value, and the CVO Tri-Glide appreciates faster than other Harley models. Many buyers aren't willing to take that kind of financial hit, which has led to dealers sitting on unsold inventory for months. Why dealers are practically giving them away. The CVO Tri-Glide was designed to be a luxury status symbol, but instead it's become a hard sell. Dealers are offering major discounts, adding free extended warranties, and even including thousands in dealership credit just to entice buyers. Some showrooms have even stopped ordering new CVO Tri-Glides altogether because they simply don't move. That means if you've ever wanted a high-end trike at a steep discount, now might be the time to strike a deal. But if you think the CVO Tri-Glide's massive price tag is holding it back, just wait until you see number 3, a Harley trike that never really found its place in the market. Number 3, Harley-Davidson Switchback Trike Conversion. At number 3, we have the Harley-Davidson Switchback Trike Conversion, a bike that was supposed to be the perfect blend of a lightweight cruiser and a touring machine, but instead it's sitting in showrooms with no takers. The Switchback was originally introduced as a versatile cruiser, designed to transition between a stripped-down street bike and a light touring motorcycle with detachable saddlebags and a windshield. Riders loved the twin-cam 103 engine, which delivered a solid 102 pound-feet of torque, making it great for highway cruising. However, once converted into a trike, the Switchback lost a lot of what made it special, and now dealers can't seem to move them. Why it's not selling. The Switchback was never meant to be a trike. Unlike factory-built trikes, which have engineered stability, proper weight distribution, and optimized suspension, the Switchback struggles with handling after conversion. The lightweight frame doesn't feel as stable at high speeds, and some riders complain that it leans too much in corners, making it harder to control than a stock trike. Another issue is the riding position. The Switchback was designed to be a comfortable mid-sized cruiser, but when converted into a trike, the ergonomics changed dramatically. The forward-mounted controls and slightly higher rear end make it less comfortable for long rides, and riders expecting a plush touring experience end up disappointed. Why dealers are struggling to sell. The biggest problem is the price. A base model Switchback could be found for around $13,000 to $15,000, but adding a trike conversion kit often brings the price up to $30,000 or more. For that kind of money, most buyers would rather go for a factory-built freewheeler or Tri-Glide Ultra, which offers better handling, stability, and dealer support. Plus, Harley discontinued the Switchback after just a few years, which means replacement parts and service options are becoming harder to find. Buyers looking for a trike don't want the headache of hunting for discontinued components, making these trike conversions even harder to sell. The Switchback trike conversion is caught in a no-man's land. It's not lightweight enough for riders who want a nimble cruiser, and it's not fully equipped for those who want a comfortable long-distance tourer. It's a middle ground machine that doesn't quite fit anywhere, which is why dealers are struggling to find buyers. If you thought the Switchback trike was tough to sell, just wait until you see number 2. A trike that was meant to be the ultimate luxury machine but turned out to be too much for most riders. Number 2. Harley-Davidson Softail Convertible Trike Conversion. At number 2, we have the Harley-Davidson Softail Convertible Trike Conversion. A bike that was meant to give riders the best of both worlds, but instead ended up stuck in dealership showrooms with little interest. Harley-Davidson's Softail platform has always been a favorite among cruiser bikes, thanks to its smooth ride, classic styling, and easy handling. Converted into a trike, the Softail is supposed to offer extra stability while maintaining the comfort and performance of a two-wheeler. But in reality, this trike conversion is struggling to find buyers. Why it's not selling. The Softail convertible trike conversion suffers from a serious identity crisis. The Softail frame is designed for 2 wheels, so once converted, it doesn't have the same stability and smooth ride as a factory-built trike like the Tri-Glide Ultra or Road Glide 3. Many riders report that the handling feels unnatural, especially at higher speeds or when cornering. Another issue is customization overload. Since the Softail wasn't originally built as a trike, there are multiple conversion kits available, each with different suspension setups, wheel configurations, and handling characteristics. Some have independent rear suspension, others have solid axles, and the overall quality varies depending on the manufacturer. This inconsistency makes it hard for buyers. They don't want to risk spending thousands on a trike that might not handle well. Then there's the cost problem. A base Softail model starts at around $14,399, and a trike conversion kit costs anywhere from $12,000 to $18,000. By the time you add installation costs, accessories, and any additional upgrades, the total price can easily climb past $30,000. The same price as a factory-built Harley-Davidson trike that's engineered from the ground up. At that point, most riders would rather buy a three-wheeler or Tri-Glide Ultra than gamble on a Softail conversion. Why dealers are struggling to sell? The Softail convertible trike conversion is a hard sell for Harley dealerships because it doesn't come straight from the factory. Since it's a third-party conversion, many dealers don't carry them in stock, which means if they take one in as a trade-in, it often sits on the showroom floor for months. Buyers looking for a Harley trike want factory reliability, not a custom-built project that may have handling quirks or warranty issues. This has led to many dealerships slashing prices or offering big incentives just to move these trike conversions off their hands. The Softail convertible trike conversion is a great idea on paper, but in reality it falls short of expectations. It's too expensive, too unpredictable, and too complicated for most riders, making it a hard sell in dealerships. If you thought this trike was a tough sell, just wait until you see number one. Harley's most overlooked three-wheeler that dealers are practically begging people to take off their hands. Number one, Harley-Davidson Ultra Classic Trike Conversion. At number one, we have the Harley-Davidson Ultra Classic Trike Conversion, a bike that was supposed to offer the ultimate touring experience, but instead has become one of the hardest to sell three-wheelers on the market. Unlike factory-built trikes like the Tri-Glide Ultra, the Ultra Classic Trike conversion starts as a traditional two-wheeled Harley-Davidson Ultra Classic before being transformed into a trike using an aftermarket conversion kit. While this might sound like a great way to get a custom-built trike, buyers just aren't interested, leaving dealerships stuck with unwanted inventory. Why it's not selling. The Ultra Classic is already a heavyweight touring bike, and when you add a trike conversion kit, it becomes an absolute behemoth. The total weight can easily exceed 1,100 pounds, making it one of the heaviest three-wheelers on the road. While factory trikes like the Freewheeler or Tri-Glide Ultra are built specifically for three wheels, converted trikes often feel unbalanced and harder to handle, especially at lower speeds. Another major issue is the cost. A base Ultra Classic already starts at around $24,999, and adding a trike conversion kit can cost anywhere from $12,000 to $20,000 depending on the brand and features. That means some dealerships are trying to sell these trikes for over $40,000, which puts them in direct competition with Harley's factory-built trikes, and most buyers would rather go with a Tri-Glide Ultra or a CVO Tri-Glide instead. Why dealers are struggling to sell. Most Harley-Davidson riders who want a trike prefer factory models because they are designed from the ground up to be three-wheelers with better weight distribution, a refined suspension system, and a smoother overall ride. Converted trikes often feel like an afterthought, with handling quirks that make them less desirable. Additionally, many of these conversions don't include essential features like a reverse gear, making them difficult to maneuver in tight spaces. Some conversion kits also lack Harley's advanced rider assist technologies, which puts them at a major disadvantage compared to stock trikes. Because of these issues, dealerships are struggling to find buyers. Many Ultra Classic trike conversions have been sitting in showrooms for months, if not years, forcing dealers to drop prices, offer incentives, or bundle in free accessories just to move them off the floor. This trike is proof that not every conversion is a success story. If you thought this was the only three-wheeler that dealers are desperate to get rid of, check out our next video, where we break down even more Harley-Davidsons that are collecting dust in showrooms.